Hey guys, Chris here, and today we're going to talk about the SACOA no payment method defined or enabled error, which can be a little bit misleading sometimes, and I wanted to just point you in the right direction of the most likely culprits. 90% of the time, in my experience, I see the printer is the problem. So I usually start by pressing the feed button right here. If it feeds through, you know this is most likely not your problem. Next, I make sure that the printer gets power cycled. Sometimes it'll auto feed after that. Maybe it just gets hung up on the COM ports or something. Third, I like to make sure that the paper roll is pushed all the way to this side. There is a low paper or paper detection switch right behind here. Have to make sure that that switch is being depressed. That way you can ensure that the printer actually detects paper and will function okay. And then most likely of all the problems is underneath here, this plate behind here, there's paper jams. You can sometimes see it from the top and even in extreme cases from the front. Just clear the jam and then refeed the paper. It should auto feed. If it's not auto feeding, you can once again power cycle the printer down here and then try to feed paper through again. If you can get paper to feed through with the feed switch, then the printer is most likely very good and in working condition. If you need additional help, you can always pull the paper roll off, take these two screws out, and that is basically everything that holds the printer in place. You can, additionally check for jams that way, or, do any power cable and serial cable checking, reseating if you need to. And then if it's not that, it is the rest of the time most likely the dispenser. So a quick way to check the dispenser is to grab a flashlight, check right here. This is a lot of times where cards get stuck if the thickness adjustment goes out. You can adjust the thickness to the spec. I believe it's 0.8 or 0.08 millimeters. I think it's 0.8. That would make more sense. And make sure that nothing's getting jammed here, nothing's getting jammed here. You take the stack out, make sure that the feed is okay. There's a little shutter switch on the bottom side of this that is green in most creator dispensers. You can toggle the switch and then use a flashlight to check in the feed path. And if there is a card stuck in there, maybe it failed communication, lost power, something like that, it's not being seen by the computer, you can manually move these gears. This one here is the best, I believe, and then you can feed it on through manually. Now, if you're not seeing any problems with the dispenser, there is a test tool that I want to go over really quickly. So all you need to do is log out of your kiosk account. Sometimes it's called Kiosk, sometimes it's called SAR, which stands for SACOA Automatic Recharger. Log into your manager account. The password for the manager account is different on every location. You can reach out to your supervisor or Sylvia. Somebody has the password. We at Kalahari and the Dells have the Creator Test program on the desktop, which is helpful. But if you do not, you can find it in this PC, C drive, program files x86. Make sure it's on x86. In the Creator folder, this is the test program right here. Make sure it's RS-232 interface, as we do use serial. And the first thing you're going to want to do is do connect ICRW. Okay, this kind of identifies if you have any communication problems. This is when you would start reseating serial cables, or making sure the dispenser is powered on, making sure everything's connected. Doing your basic troubleshooting steps. If you can't get this to connect at all, then you're going to probably want to start swapping dispensers around, making sure that you have a known good one plugged in, and making sure everything is good to go. So real quick, there is a button here. It says auto scan unfold. It doesn't look like a button, so it's a little bit misleading, but if you click this and hit scan, if it's communicating properly, you should be able to find your dispenser, and this one is. That's very good. So after this, we need to go ahead and initialize. Just go ahead and hit OK. And right here is the most tricky part, where all of these are kind of a little bit intimidating, but really the only one that I like to use is the after mag head position. This tells us two things: if the feed path is working correctly, which of course this says it is, and the second thing is if the mag track read is correct. If you can read cards, then your dispenser is working correctly. We care about only the track 2. This is the most important one. This card will be accurate, or this card number will be accurate. And after this, you can go ahead and move it to the front without hold on card. and I'll go ahead and pick up that card and make sure nobody takes a blank card. After this, you can, go through and keep continually doing this if maybe you suspect your dispenser is failing intermittently. But just make sure that when you're done, you disconnect the ICRW, confirm it here, you can close the program, and you make sure you sign out. Very important to sign out because it closes the serial ports. And then you're all set. You can restart your kiosk and away you go. Thanks.